Hello and welcome to Nithrania YouTube channel. My name is Branislav Berec, and in this video I'm going to tell you what I think about the game called Grinivil. It's from Rudy Priechinsky. He's the designer, artist, publisher of the game, so kind of a one-man show. And the game is coming to Kickstarter later this year. And I normally don't do these kind of videos, but there are a couple of reasons why I decided to do this video. And before I continue, let me say that I did a video tutorial for this game, a how to play video, which was sponsored. This video is not sponsored. This is my own initiative because I want to support Rudy. He is a good friend of mine. I know how much time he spent developing this game, and he's doing it all by himself. He has a couple of friends helping him test the game, develop the game, fine-tune and balance, but it's a small team of people. He's a small publisher. He's not a big publisher. He doesn't have big funds to have big testing teams, and that's why he's coming to Kickstarter to actually get those funds to fine-tune, fine-balance the game, and get the most of the potential of this game. And the game has a lot of potential. Apologies for jumping in, but I recorded the original video some 6 or 7 months ago, maybe even more. I had the original prototype of the game. I created the how to play video, which I will have to update now because a lot of things have changed since that. In my original impressions video, I talked about things which I really liked in this game, things where I had some ideas how those certain mechanics can be improved, and it has all been addressed because Rudy, as the designer of the game, is listening to the feedback. He's listening to the people who playtest the game, and he is making changes on the fly and improving the game every single month. So instead of jumping in like this several times during the original video, I simply decided that I need to make a completely new one to talk about things which I love about this game and things that have been changed and addressed since the initial iteration that was 6 or 7 months ago, and to talk about why I want to support this project, to see it come to life, because it is such a unique and great gameplay. So let's get started. Thematically, this game is about building a small neighborhood where players collectively build that neighborhood, but at the same time they compete with each other for victory points, obviously. First of all, I like that it's about a small neighborhood. This is finally a game where we don't build an entire kingdom or a state or a whole continent or even a planet. We're focusing on just a small piece of land. We build a few streets here and there. We build several houses and coffee shops and supermarkets and disco clubs and whatnot, and some churches maybe, a school and a public playground. Just a small neighborhood. And it is really thematic. There are people who want to move in, potential buyers of these houses, residential houses. They want to see certain commercial buildings around. They want to see a coffee shop, or someone doesn't have a car. They want to have a bus stop nearby. So people have, players have these potential buyers. These are cards. They want to, they see what these potential buyers want to have in their neighborhood, and they try to build it because only once all these buildings, commercial buildings and public buildings are around, only then the residential, these people become new residents. They will move in, they will buy the houses and start using those commercial buildings. All these aspects of the game are so well put together. Because you can do everything in the game. You can build the houses, you can build the roads, you can build the public buildings and the commercial buildings, or you can focus on something. Some players may simply just build those residential houses. Other players may just build the commercial buildings. Now, which buildings you want to build? Usually the ones where you look at your own cards and you see what those residents want to see and want to have in the neighborhood, or you look at the public building, a public display of other residents that players will draw later in the game, and you see what they want to see, what they want to have in the neighborhood. That's what you can focus on. Once the residents move in and the cards are laid out on the table, you see which public buildings they want, so you can also focus on public buildings, and you can focus on roads. Because this is such an important element in this game. When you build roads, Only after the roads are built, the residential house can be sold, the public buildings can be used, commercial buildings can start operating. So if there is someone who wants to have a coffee shop, there must be a coffee shop and there must be a road to that coffee shop. Only then the resident, potential buyer will buy the house, move in, because the coffee shop is now officially operating. So we can also focus on building these roads. You need a lot of resources. You need to take actions to build these roads, and you don't get any immediate points or money for building those roads. But you move on the road track, and that track will give you powerful bonuses. It's, again, thematically, it's like a municipality or the government pays you and gives you rewards for building that road or building those roads, building the streets. And those bonuses are really, really powerful. So you can focus on that, and then you don't care which houses are built, which commercial buildings are built. You simply enable players to start building, and then start using these buildings and sell the houses to the potential buyers. So there are several ways how you can score victory points and which way you can go in this game. The game is therefore not only strategic but also tactical. If you see the opportunity to build a house in a specific, build a building in general, not just a house, but commercial buildings, whatever, in a specific place, which is strategic place, because many other houses may use that building, or if you see the tactical opportunity to build roads here and there, those are usually a good idea to use. So both strategic and tactical. And when we played the initial iteration of the game was great, but a little bit too long. What it did, it was a little bit too long. Now, we gave the feedback to Rudy, and he changed the way how players work with the resources, the amount of resources available, buying, selling prices for those resources, and so on. And suddenly the game is much, much shorter. I mean, it has a perfect length, I would say, right now. In addition, there are a few important changes, rule changes. For example, when you add a new tile, and that tile has a public building space, with the original iteration of the rules, a random building was drawn. This is fiddly, this is random, people complain. Sometimes that public building was not really a building that other residents wanted to see. So now the question is it going to be left unfinished, or are you going to invest in it but then not really get any benefit from it? Now, the owner of that tile, who explores the area and adds additional tiles to the board, decides which public building is going to be built there. It's not going to be built automatically, but municipality will build the first floor, and you determine this is going to be school, or this is going to be a church here. And making this decision is not easy, because when you make that decision, other players may, on their turn, finish that building. And then you don't get any benefit from it. You get some small benefits because they pay you as the owner of the piece of land, but those players will get some benefit. Maybe you want to see the public buildings which are also on the cards of your own residents. Maybe you want to see a public building which you still have on the card that you still have in your hand, so other players don't know about it yet. And you want to deny them the opportunity to finish that building. So small change in the rules with quite a big impact on the game, I would say, because there are quite a few public building spaces popping up during the game. On top of that, speaking about building the buildings, there were some administration, some unnecessary administration linked with that. And not only with that, but with some other tiles in the game and some other actions. Again, I like when games are smooth and fun rather than highly and super realistic. But this realism adds additional administration and additional steps, unnecessary steps to the game. Rudy is going the right direction, the direction that I like. He is simplifying the game, eliminating these unnecessary administrative steps, eliminating the fiddliness as much as possible to make the game smoother and more fun. And he is listening to that feedback. So there were other changes that simplified and made the game smoother in many regarding many actions that you can take during the game. He's also balancing a lot of the tiles. There's a rondel, you move on the rondel, take actions, and these actions, again, some of them felt a little stronger, some of them felt that there is no motivation to use it. So as the playtesting is happening, the game is being improved, and all these tiles are being balanced more and more. And this is, as I said, every single month when I looked at the game, something has been changed, something has been improved, and that's why I need to update my how to play video or potentially make a completely new one once the final game will be or once the rules will be finalized, because there are many small changes, but many changes being done, and these changes improve the gameplay and they make the game more balanced and even more fun. And there are additional ideas like which tiles to add to that rondel, or to potential tiles that can be drawn at the start of the game, and make them balanced against other tiles. So all these things are happening in the background, and that's why I completely wanted to make a new video about how I feel about the game. The game is, for me personally, the game is unique. The game is very, well, maybe not completely unique, but it's definitely innovative in how all these game mechanics are tied together. It is thematic, we are building the neighborhood, but tactically I can focus on building the roads or building the house or building the commercial buildings, and every game is different. Every game is strategic and tactical challenge. And with so many different tiles coming out, every game has different actions available, which are sometimes stronger. I mean, sometimes the game is being developed in a way which I have not seen before because of all those actions available, because how we can combine those actions. Sometimes just the order of those tiles can make a big difference on how the game flows and which things are tactically better and gain more points than other actions. So the variability is definitely there, the replayability is definitely there. And yeah, as you can see, I'm quite excited about the game. Not only because this is a game coming from a good friend of mine, but also that the game is, it is really quite innovative. One thing that will be discussed is maybe the graphics design. Recently I made a video for the game called Sweetlands. It's another preview video for another game that is coming to a crowdfunding campaign, and I have highlighted the fact that I like that cartoonish graphics design of that game. There are so many games out there with highly realistic theme and highly realistic graphics, either a nature-related graphics, animals, birds, trees, and palms and whatnot, agricultural themes, or industrial theme and industrial graphics design, or highly technical, or even space themes. So many games out there with these themes, or the old ancient medieval graphics. I really like that this is a game similar to Sweetlands, and also Castle Combo, a small box which came out recently. Another game where there is a cartoonish graphics, joyful, playful graphics. I really miss games with these graphics designs rather than the realistic graphics. So Grinivil is another game where we have this cartoonish type of graphics. It may not suit everyone, I know that, and the graphics is not finalized. As I know Rudy very well, he doesn't want to have any AI-generated art in his game, so he's drawing and painting everything himself. Some graphics is not finalized yet, so you will see some changes as the project will continue. It's not finalized, but definitely the actual art design, our style, is what we are seeing in the game. It's going to be this type of cartoonish design, and I like that a lot. As I said, I know it's not going to suit everyone, but for me, it's something that I appreciate. So you can see the excitement. I really enjoyed this game. I enjoyed the gameplay. I'm really happy that this kind of innovative combination of mechanics are still coming out among all those hundreds and thousands of new games. And not only because Rudy is a good friend of mine, but because I really want to support this project. This game deserves to be completed, finished, published. A more playtesting and development will definitely help the game even more. So this is what the crowdfunding campaigns were originally designed for. Get the small publishers like Rudy, who's basically a one-man show. Help him get the funding, not only to finish and manufacture the game, but also allow him to do the final fine-tuning and fine balancing the game before it is finally manufactured and delivered to the backers, so that the game is as best as possible. So that's what I want to support. That's how I want to help Rudy get this funding, so that this game comes to life and we can see this great innovative design as the final product. So that's it. Those are my impressions, my view, non-sponsored view on this game. Hope you liked it. I'd like to see and have your feedback on it. Yeah, the game is coming to a crowdfunding. You can find the link to that crowdfunding campaign in the description of the video. Thank you very much for watching. This is the my first impression, definitely not first, my impressions of the game called Grinivil, coming to Kickstarter on 22nd of October. Thank you for watching, and talk to you next time.